Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And guys, what we are going to talk about today, Kamala Harris to the rescue. We talked about this routinely months ago. You and I, we aren't prophets, but even we could see this one coming. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below because they are sending Kamala Harris out as the gun violence champion to save the entire election for Biden because youth voters, because hashtag take guns. Guys, you're going to see every second of this. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. All right, my brothers and sisters, let's dive into this. Let me mute this so that doesn't happen again. But let me show you what's happening over at NPR because this is clearly a sign from on high. Kamala Harris is on the way. I know. All right. Harris is taking the lead on gun violence prevention, but will she reach young people? You guys remember when we were talking about all the things that happened recently leading up into the 2024 election, where we were talking about the Office of Gun Violence Prevention, talking about leading with Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is going all these different venues around Moms Man Action every time for gun safety. We've been doing this for about 6 months. They've been setting it up for 6 months. Well, now it comes out and they just say it. So let me show you, because it's really big, guys. It's really crucial. This is so cringy. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Vice President Harris says young voters could create a sea change on the issue of gun violence prevention if they turn out and vote. Really? Okay, well, shocker. It's an issue that the Biden campaign says will help motivate a key part of its base of support, and one where it sees Harris as being an effective messenger. Let me translate that out for you in presidential campaign speak. Our numbers suck. Our policy sucks. No one likes us. We don't have a likable candidate. He's not relatable at all. We're losing support from our key demographic bases. We don't have support in really any area that we can point to. So we're going to make up an issue around gun violence, throw some lies at you, put Kamala Harris in charge of it to really rally young voters to save our election because we're getting our butts kicked on these streets. Translation. But anyway, they're not going to say that, although they come pretty close on this next stuff. Let me show you what they actually said in NPR. This is pretty crazy. Quote, on the issue of gun violence, it is a lived experience, Harris told U.S. mayors in Washington on Thursday, describing what she's learned from talking to younger people around a gun violence epidemic. Quote, they're aware of the solutions, and I think, frankly, when they start voting in their numbers, we're going to see a sea change. Now, that parrots what she said every town for gun safety, Moms Man Action, things that we've covered. But understand who she's talking to. She's talking to Democratic mayors around gun violence prevention from gun controlling apparatuses across the country. That's what we're talking about here. So they are putting all of their hopes and dreams for the 2024 election on the youth vote by manipulating them and scaring them and thinking that their rights are actually scaring them and are actually threatening them out of existence. So they vote. So they get some sort of gain politically. That's what's happening right now. We talked about it. I'm just saying, guys, you guys are on it the whole time because you guys knew. But anyway, let me show you what they're saying directly from the White House, because that was just Kamala and the NPR setup. Here we go. Let's go to the White House. Dive in. At the White House, Biden is putting Harris in charge of the issue. Now, I know a lot of you are laughing because she was also in charge of the issue at the border, which she never went, which was a catastrophe. But the point is, don't underestimate your opponent. Just outthink them. But anyway, Harris has long been talking about gun violence prevention, dating back to her first position in office as a district attorney in San Francisco. Yeah, okay. In September, this is the part where follow the breadcrumbs. In September, when President Biden created the Office of Gun Violence Prevention, he tapped Harris to lead it. You see how that A plus B equals C equals not elected? See that? Gun violence prevention is an issue Harris has spoken about frequently from the White House. Last month, she convened state legislators for a meeting on taking state-level action on gun control. You seeing the vibe that this article is putting forward? It's all about Kamala Harris, how powerful a messenger she is. She met with the Office of Gun Violence Prevention. She leads it. She met with mayors. Now she's met with legislators. Now she's met with XYZ. You see what they're doing? This whole thing? Can't talk about the immigration thing at the border. No. But here's what she's done recently, and here's where they're going to push her, because this is incredibly important, because they tell you the roadmap every single time, and we can beat them badly, by the way. But as focus turns to the re-election campaign, here we go. Harris is making gun violence prevention an issue she brings up all over the country. It even comes up at events that aren't specifically focused on it. What else do you need to hear from this article? Kamala Harris goes around the nation touring, talking to young people on college campuses. In fact, it even comes up when it's not asked and no one cares. because they're looking for something that they can gain a positive point on in the polls, motivate their base by basically propagating fear, because everything else is not working. The reason they are focusing in this direction is because they are losing everywhere else. I've told you for months now, the gun rights versus gun control debate is going to be a pivotal point in this election cycle. You're seeing it set up. We've been talking about it. We are ready, and that is what we're going to fight on over the next several months, because we can take them right to the town. I'm going to be honest. Now, let's wrap this up and show you how bad the numbers are that they're even saying in an NPR puff piece for Kamala Harris. On the campaign trail, gun violence is an issue Kamala Harris will champion. In a recent poll from Tufts University, 26% of young people said gun violence prevention was a top issue for them in the 2024 election. 26% of young people, not all people, young people. Okay. Among young black voters, the number jumped to 36%. Again, young specific is a subset of a category. As enthusiasm for the Biden-Harris ticket has waned among young voters in recent months, there's been an added focus from the vice president on connecting with young voters and the issues they prioritize. Guys, we called it. One more thing for you, and let me show you. They actually say numbers. They buried all the way at the end of the article. But this is what we talked about. Biden's support from the youth has sagged. Isn't that weird? It's like weird. In the 2020 election, youth voter turnout was critical for Biden's success, and young voters also helped Democrats cinch control of the Senate in the two runoff races in Georgia. The Biden support has sagged. This is a really big deal, guys. What you're seeing is them deploy the only thing that this is their effect of Hail Mary. You're right, it's being used as a Hail Mary pass to get them more power in the future, but we're not going to let them in that. That's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.